And we're live.
Excellent. Hello world, this is the Pod Layer Proof of Concept demo team, again doing our weekly proof of concept experiments. And we're going to have a normal 3-act structure. Act 1 is fundamentals, Act 2 is intermediate, Act 3 is advanced. The fundamentals, we will be going over the lexicon of terminology we use to point out the physiological cues of the mojo phenomenon. So we focus on making association between the conceptual wording or descriptive wording and an actual real-life example of the physiological cues. And for that, we like to do collaging. And where are we this week?
We are in the TV pop culture timeline in the 90s, 95 through 99, and we are going to start off with King of the Hill.
Excellent. Act 2 will be the main portion of the proof of concept, where we, as a team, have had a week to look at 5 to 10 samples that have never been read before in blind test conditions. So we've all done our own work, and now we're going to come together and see what the cohesion of opinion accuracy is. And the samples that were the most challenging for the team overall, we'll spend some time reviewing. Samples this week come from Mitchell, and then Act 3 is the advanced portion, where we'll be going, what's that?
I think it was just static.
Gotcha. So Act 3 will be the advanced portion, and there we'll be doing a live read. And for those who are not familiar with mojo reading or trying to learn how to get better, it's really important to know the headspace to be in. And you're going to have a lot of conversations with yourself as you mull over what the potential answer could be. And that mental chatter is something we get very familiar with and understand how it works. And the team, as they will work a case live on camera, the way they talk back and forth and weigh different options and put things up on the board and so forth, that's exactly the kind of thought processes you'll be doing when you have your own personal reading, so that is invaluable. All right, we'll do introductions, and then take it away. I am Nai Coach.
I am Jaini Jailin.
I am Zaini Demas.
Excellent.
I'm IG Mitchell.
I am Naiji Ben.
Nijay Bruno.
All right, so we have a full team of members that are coming on the way, and they're given out, so they can get their credit. All right, tonight, Act 1, collage, take it away.
Okay, let me screen share with you guys the TV show Pop Culture Timeline. And we're going to start off, we're in the 90s, 95 through 99, and we're going to start off with King of the Hill. And Coach is going to lead us off. We're going to do round robin, and then we will call out a cue for each mojo for our first turn, and then any time a new mojo appears, we'll do the same.
All right, before I get going, I just want to mention something that is, I'm not sure when I'm going to institute it, but I'd like to keep kind of expanding our abilities here as we kind of work these cases in the Act 1. Maybe next week or the week after, I'm thinking that we will call out a cue each time there's a new gender mojo. So expand it from just mojo to gender mojo.
I can see why that would be.
All right, King of the Hill. A straight-laced propane salesman in Arlen, Texas, tries to deal with the wacky antics of his family and friends while also to keep his son in line. Hank Hill is an old-fashioned, hard-working, beer-drinking man who is trying to live in a modern Texas world. His wife is a pain-aid, his son is a disappointment, his friends are losers, and his father is oppressive. But through it all, Hank keeps a level head, a strong sense of morality, and by doing so keeps himself king of the hill.
Naiji might judge as Hank Hill. I will use his picture on the left-hand side here.
That's a good idea there.
This one's a little tougher, but you can see the smile as an Naiji has Ji as his power, as his discernment power, which is an emotive power, and it gives off caring, connective sort of quality, and but you'll notice that because he's Nai first, Nai Alpha, that big smile that he has going on here doesn't go above the brim line here and into his eyes. His eyes are still doing the Nai Alpha cunning look.
Nijai Kathy Najimy as Peggy Hill. Okay. So many tempting cues to go for. Let's talk about how she's in the alpha. So in this picture on the left, you can see this big knee perk up. Since it's knee that she has, then she's going to have a dancing eye quality. You can see that in this diffuse look in her eyes. So in this perk up cue that you see these big kind of wide peeper drinking in with this diffuse knee quality.
Nice.
All right then. Nijai Pamela Adlon as Bobby Hill. Interesting. But so definitely using the picture on the left. Those will have major problems. I don't know how visible this. Well, I mean, okay. Well, she has Jai instead of G, so the motion on her face, it's not really designed to move the audience. It's more just kind of her own internal resonating. Her mouth goes like more like kind of inward, and you could see, I think, a little more emphasis on the lower lip.
Johnny Hardwick. Johnny have Vine as their offside power, which, along with the dancing quality under the Jai unaware resonation that goes all the way into her eyes. You also have the Vi pinched concerned quality, which is very steady and gives the eyes a little bit more of a woody eye quality as opposed to the more camera lens quality that the V gives.
Nizai Stephen Root as Bill Dalterive. As a Nizai, he will use G emoting, so it'll be the upper lip that leads, and there will be a tendency to curve upwards, as you see, and it does so easily. Where even the lower lip has a certain pressure on the edges that pushes upward.
All right. Nijai Brittany Murphy as Luann. Okay, so what have we done here? Let's talk about the fact that she is a lead perceiver as a gatherer, and that means she's going to have the bifield face, where in her case, her discernment power, momentum, it comes from the Zhez channel, Jai, and so it goes up into her cheeks, giving the classic kind of apple cheek quality that the Zhez gatherers often have, but it doesn't go into the eyes. Those peepers are still kind of popping out, and they're big in that drinking in gatherer way, which is the particular kind of perception lead she is.
Looks just like the character she's playing.
Yeah, some of them do, and some of them, like the Nijai that I did.
I'm not sure that lady played the son.
I challenge the person who's going to read this one to read the character name.
Nice.
Isn't that you,
It is me.
Jarlene?
No, I challenge myself.
Oh, there you go.
Challenge myself.
Okay, Naizi Toby Huss as Khan Sufa Nusinphone.
That was awesome. Senior.
Okay, are we done Naizi? We haven't. Naizi.
Could be like a completely made-up name, possibly, or maybe not. I don't know for sure, but
that would be interesting, senior.
it is just it is you know, an handmade show, so anything's possible.
As a Naizi, he has so like the Naiji that we saw above, he has the cunning eyes. But below that, his emoting will be different. It has more, it's shy, so it's an internal resonation, and it gives this more vulnerable quality to the emoting, like it's sort of an earnest, authentic emotive expression, because it's almost involuntary. And so that comes through in the emoting, and it looks more vulnerable and certainly not aware like the Naiji emotive expression looks like.
It also does have a strong calming and centering quality to it that the G lacks.
That's true. Cool.
Shiny David Herman as Buckley. Okay. Okay, so
We've
Shiny
actually
or Shiny?
shiny.
What? Oh, we already did?
Yeah, we already have. Yeah, I was just looking over the list. And it looks
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, cool.
All right. Ashley Gardner is pending.
Oh, here we go. Now we get a real analysis.
Biggie.
It's serious.
Set in the fictional East Coast suburb Pine Valley, All My Children is the decades-old risk-taking soap that centers around Erica Kane and her long line of husbands.
Yeah, enough of the entrees. It's time, I mean, for the appetizer. Time for a family-sized entree.
You know, there'll be new mojo here. New mojo.
Vaiji Cameron Matheson as Ryan Lavery.
Fleischer Legacy.
By sheer too, so.
Yeah. As a Vaiji, you'll see he has his emoting. The vocal quality will be more of a steady drone when he speaks, as opposed to the nigh broken rhythm. So although they both articulate through G, and they have.
Bruno, if you don't mind, is we try to stick with visual cues for the viewer when we're doing collaging and use audible cues when we go to video. Is that cool?
Yeah, I got it. So maybe the hands, does that count, like the conductor hands?
Possibly. It'd be better if you actually could kind of maybe point at something you're seeing in these pictures, because that's the viewer seeing right now.
Right, okay. So you'll see, again, the G emoting, there will be a tendency for the mouth to turn upward, and it does so easily, especially here on the right. You see that with very little effort, his mouth opens into a big smile, which, however, does not go above the brim line, past the eyes, or past the cheeks, really. I think.
Well, no, it does go
It
to the cheeks. Cause,
It goes to the cheeks, but not past the eyes, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. G-Vi, Michael E. Knight. All right, so this is another der Sens, meaning it's going to have the Vi combined with the G, but in this case, the G is first. So it's he is a pilot, Mojo, going to have a full face quality. So you can see it in both pictures. Actually, it's kind of interesting. On the left, you can see it in that he actually has a side tilt done. That's him controlled. That's controlled, him giving a G smile, and still look how full it is, the crinkle going up into the eye area. And then on the right, we mentioned of Jez Alpha before, is he's very much doing Zide there, the impassive steel face, but still there is an emotive kind of tone to it in the cheeks and the eyes that is difficult to suppress. It's just slightly in the lip area, but still, with the Jez Alpha, whatever comes into the lips, and it's almost impossible to keep everything out of the lips, that will radiate super reactively throughout the face. Kind of the pool of water that makes their face radiate out from there, it feels the ripples faster than any other of the Mojos.
Zaini, Alicia Minshew. Let's see, Zaini. They have G, like the G alpha, but for them it will be their polar power. So one thing you'll notice is the localized aware expression, and really it'll be localized since it is their polar around the mouth area, and it'll look very impactful many times because they have this aware expression, but then the rest of their facial structure, it's there's this unflappable quality, so very sheer, like a sheer canvas, and then you have the knee eyes, so very impactful look.
Also, too, notice here, although the G is localized, you still see a strong upward quality on the corners of the mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even though her mouth is actually like tilted downward at the edges, at the very, very far edge, it's like curved downward.
Right.
The total push is upward.
It's upward, the musculature, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you kind of see it there. You see on the one on the left, there's a little muscle there in the crease. That they're there, as opposed to that little muscle that tends to be down at the just on the bottom of it that kind of hooks the that downward U. It's quite interesting. Sometimes they actually have like a physiology where like the corner of their mouth naturally like curves upward downward, but then the pull is in a different direction. I've noticed some of the ad serves have a really cool look that way. It'll turn down at the end, but then they have a very up quality of the muscles. Obviously, the G, for example, like a Natalie Dormer, it gives a very kind of a striking look.
Nizai Susan Lucci. Have we already done? Yeah, we have.
Yeah. Pixelated area. Okay.
It's all Picasso'd out.
I think we have to go back to it. Okay.
We've begun this task. We will complete it.
We will. It will not veer us off.
What is this we're doing? Which step is this?
It's the all my. Is it all my children or? I think one of those.
What?
Wait. What is it?
Yeah, it's all. It's
All My Children.
Yeah.
It's pretty diverse. Although it's a lot of this shades.
Yeah, it's just
Ji Vi Jacob Young.
Vaiji David Cannery.
Vaiji Thorsten Kate.
Jai V, Melissa Claire Egan. Okay, so with the Jai V, the thing I'm kind of seeing here with hers is I'm getting that clear-eyed quality that you get from both of the AdSense, the Vijay and the Jai V, but there's a great elongation of the face and a more concentration of energy in the mouth area, as well as the eyes. They have kind of like a warm, gauzy quality to them as compared to the Vijay, where the Jai is permeating the whole face, and those eyes are clear, but like clear behind a warm veil.
Nizai Eileen Hurley.
Jai V Bobby X.
Nizai Rebecca Budick.
Vaiji Walt Woolley.
Vaiji Vincent Irizarry.
Vaiji Darnell Williams.
Jai V Chriselle Stotts.
Jai V Jill Larson.
Ji Vi Aiden Turner.
Wow. Really kind of like, I love his face. Like it's
Right.
kind of like blocky. It's like, but he's a G-Vi, so.
He reminds me of, especially on the left, actually both of them, he reminds you of like a, prepared-eyed Henry Cavill. You know Superman?
Uh-huh.
The Gene Superman right now? He has
Yeah.
a strong, full-faced, dun-dun.
Classic green eye. Really.
His eyes, that the eyes are different.
Yeah.
Was that Ben? Is it my turn?
No, I think it's
Who went before me?
but
I already went, didn't I?
who just did? You just did this one?
Who did that? Who did the G by?
I think I did.
No, I did this
Okay.
one.
If you did Mitchell, then I go next.
Yeah.
This-
Okay.
yeah,
Vijay W. Morgan. Have we done Vijay yet?
we have not, so it's a new
Okay.
Wow.
Vijay have their eyes. Their source power is a stimulus register power, which makes their eyes very natively open, receptive, and that's going to dominate the entire area of the eyes, as they are perception lead and not discernment lead. And also, you will see within that the signal that gives is a V laser eye camera lens eye quality.
Vaiji Ricky Paul Golden.
By G. James Mitchell. Oh
South
yes.
Park.
Oh yes. It's happening, people.
Oh wow.
Misadventures of four irreverent grade schoolers in the quiet, dysfunctional town of South Park, Colorado. The curious, adventure-seeking fourth grade group of boys, Stan, Kyle, Cartman, and Kenny, all join in buffoonish adventures that sometimes involve nothing. Sometimes something that was simple at the start turns out to get out of control. Everything is odd in the small mountain town. South Park and the boys always find something to do with it. A very
I
youthful.
love how it just sounds like a normal show when you read the description.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's
No
really
idea.
give an inkling to what you're actually going to see.
Naiji Trey Parker as Stan Marsh.
So,
Naiji Matt Stone as Kyle Bruslovsky. Right.
Najee Trey Parker as Eric Cartman.
Of course, it would be a bunch of Naiji.
muscle pie.
Najee Matt Stone as Kenny McCormick.
Oh, Kenny.
Oh, Kenny, you bastard.
Growing up Marshall is pending. She looks kind of nicey from what I've seen.
Yeah.
She might be nicey too.
April Stewart is pending.
My nicey lady lens has gotten a lot stronger.
This one is yours, Venus, I think.
Okay. Naiji Eric Hayes as Chef.
How boys.
Eliza Schneider is pending.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it.
Review.
This got another interesting demographic. Who's
Who's
up?
next?
Oh, it's my turn. Sorry. The View. A handful of hosts led by ever ethereal Whoopi Goldberg discusses issues of the day.
Ever ethereal.
I don't know what that means, but that's awesome.
It's an alpha.
Yeah.
Naizee Whoopi Goldberg.
G-Vi, Sherry Shepard.
By G. Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
Zenai Barbara Walters. Alrighty. Okay, so Zenai having Z first, you're going to see this full-faced anvil quality. So since it's discernment first, then you're going to see a unifield face to them. There's going to be kind of this unification of the eyes with the mouth. The discernment on the face kind of comes around the eyes. Since it's logic-based, then it's going to be this full anvil quality to it. So you're going to see this, I don't want to use the word sheer to make confusion with Zai, but you're going to see kind of full neutralizing where the Zai in the mouth is localized in the mouth.
Zenai Joy Bear as a result.
Mm-hmm.
Naizee Jenny McCarthy.
Hasn't she ever?
Zenai Rosie O'Donnell.
Lots of bear search.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
Zena Nicole Wallace.
G-Vi Rosie Perez.
And also some G-Vi action there too.
Interesting.
Oh, he's been upgraded. He's been purified. He's Nizai.
Oh,
Interesting.
wow.
With a pink side.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Penn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Just leave this. Just leave it. He's Nizai.
Alright.
It's my turn then.
Yeah.
G-Vi Star Jones.
All right, we'll pick up with Highland of the Raven next time.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll now be moving on to the. Oh. All right, so we'll be now getting into the Act 2, which is the weekly quiz. Before we do, just want to give apologies right now is that in the purification I've been doing, one of the areas that I actually did a lot of work in was in the academics area. So I wish I had been able to get it to you before you guys had this quiz, but it is what it is. So look for those to come out.
We'll take whatever heats come our way.
Sounds good. But anyway, so look for purifications for the 16K to probably hit the public midweek. I'm hoping to have by Wednesday to have it out there. Alrighty, with that said, let's get started.
Okay. Let's see how this goes.
This quiz wasn't really as full of them as some of the other ones, personally.
I don't know. Some of these seem tough for some reason.
Yeah, there were some like voice actors and stuff, but lots of academics as well.
True.
Yeah. Okay, so requisites, and we'll start off with Bruno. First one is Jim Gates, theoretical physicist and string theorist. What did you pick for him, Bruno?
I guess Naiji.
Mitchell? Sorry, Ben.
Oh, I guess Naiji.
Edimus?
Mitchell.
Well, I'm last.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, sorry. Naiji.
Cool. I went with Naiji, and what did you
I
say?
did too. I'm sure we're all wrong.
Here's what I'm talking about.
Oh, man, see?
I believe this is Nizai.
Nizai.
Really?
Nizai, really? Wow.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I
sure.
didn't really
Not a good
consider
sign because the word.
We're getting ads here about a calibration update in a few days.
Interesting.
Dark patch.
I know. I'm sorry. Patch coming in a few days.
Running some outdated software.
So next one is James Arnold Taylor, voice actor for such things as Star Wars, The Clone Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi, etc. What did you say for him, Bruno?
I guess Naiji.
Okay, Ben?
I guess Naiji.
Adidas?
I said Jaini.
I can see that.
Said shiny as well.
Yeah, I had a really hard time with him. I said Naiji, but I'm not confident.
It's shiny.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
I really
explains a
can
lot.
see that,
Yeah.
actually. I was really mostly between the sub-drums.
Okay. Next is David Berlinski, philosopher, author, and critic of the Darwinian evolution. What did you say for him?
I guess Vaiji.
Okay.
I
Ben?
guess Naiji.
Demon?
This was risky, but I said Nizi.
I said Vizi for him. What did you say, Mitchell?
I said Vaiji.
Ziny.
Oh, I was
Oh,
Gosh.
Okay.
We're getting
Yeah. Oh
slaughtered.
my god.
I was between Zine.
So that was a cerebral. Okay.
Yeah, so Naiji was pretty close.
Yeah.
So was Vaiji in a way.
Okay, next one is Astro Teller, artificial intelligence expert director of Google X Laboratories. What did you
Gosh.
say for him, Bruno?
I guess Naiji.
Ben?
I guess Naiji.
Dean?
Naiji.
I guess Nizai. I may be way off. What did you say?
Well, we'll see with the patch.
No.
I said
Yeah.
Naiji.
What you said, Naiji too?
Yeah.
I have Naiji for him.
Oh man.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's kind of
That's
like.
the hell of the line. There. Okay.
He actually has a very academic pedigree, so
Yeah.
that just Edward Teller, physicist.
Well, it's good I didn't get all these wrong.
Probably Naiji though.
Last one up of the requisite is Rick Strassman, medical doctor and DMT researcher, theoneurologist. What did you say for him, Bruno?
I guess Naiji.
Ben?
I guess Naiji.
Demas?
I said Ziny.
I said Ziny. What did you say, Mitchell?
I said Nishai.
What is he?
You guys are getting in there. I believe Nizai.
Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah, I considered that.
Man, I'm like, trust my first instinct.
The hands didn't look very spidery. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I actually thought first.
Yeah, me too. Okay, optional. Taylor Gray, voice actor, Star Wars Rebels as Ezra Miller. What did you say for him? Bruno.
I said Naiji.
Did you guess on optional?
I only guessed on requisite this week.
Okay, cool.
Might have been wise.
How about you, Adina?
I didn't do optionals either.
All right. I passed on him, so
I said G-Knight.
I believe he's Naiji.
okay.
He does have some broader cheeks, I know, Mitch.
Yeah.
I had to look at that for a second.
Yeah, because if I was between like Jinai and Naiji and guessing, but he
That's how
seemed
it seemed too.
twitchy. Like yeah, I mean not twitchy, but that's that comes off wrong. But like HSP.
Okay.
Next one is Tom Keene, voice actor for Star Wars: The Clone Wars, voices as Yoda, etc. What did you say for him, Bruno?
I guess Naiji.
Okay, and I passed on him, so Mitchell,
I said Nijai.
he said Nisha.
Answer is, I believe, Shiny.
Huh. I've noticed, yeah, there's a trend with some Chinese as
Voice acting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, even Mark Hamill himself
Yeah.
Yep.
went from acting to voice acting.
Mhm.
Yeah. He was great. A lot of people consider him to be the best voice actor Joker.
Yeah.
Next is Raymond Smullyan, magician, concert pianist, and magician. What did you guess for him, Bruno?
Naiji.
I did guess on him. I guessed Naiji as well. What did you say,
So
Mitchell?
did I.
What is he? Is he something else?
Shiny.
Oh, dude.
Sorry.
Because it's just lethal.
Yeah, like I got one. I think I got one.
I feel
right.
bad. The patch is coming this week.
Okay,
It's coming this
okay.
week.
Incentive to get the patch.
I'm excited though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Cool.
Next one is Vanessa Marshall, voice actress for Star Wars Rebels as Hera. What did you say for her, Bruno?
I guess Naiji.
I guess Naiji for her as well. And Mitchell?
I said Zaini.
I can see definitely she has kind of strong energy, but I think she's actually Shiny.
Oh, she does have a strong energy there. That's
But
just
the
why I
motive,
went
the
with
motive goes
Shiny.
up quite a bit.
But I was actually struggling between Naiji and Nijai, and now I know why. It's because I was team Shy. But I didn't. I guess my mind just didn't want to
Yeah.
put her as Shiny. Good.
No, I saw Jai right away, and the way she kind of presented herself, that kind of even like a steely quality going with like the Ziny thing. I actually was between Shiny and Nizy. I kind of looked to make sure she wasn't directed for a while.
Yeah. Last one is Gregory Chaitin, sorry, mathematician and computer scientist. What did you say for him, Bruno?
Nijai.
I passed on him. What did you say, Mitchell?
I said Naishi.
All right, Nizai.
Yeah.
Nizai. Alrighty, so
Okay, wow, we got
some
a
stuff
lot
to go
of-
over. Okay, so let's go with probably Sylvester James to start right there.
One bastard that quiz.
Sylvester. Who's that?
There went my 60%.
Who's the first person?
Jim Gates.
I looked like a Jim Gates actually. I really didn't consider
Sorry.
that for him.
I think sometimes I actually wrote down the interviewer's name. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
That's a whole another person. That's cool too.
Logical sequencing, not my specialty. Whatever your name is, you're a Nizai, sir.
At least you got unprecedented. That's dead.
Here we go. Okay, so
You help me with him. The rip that helped me is because I've been part of the purification I've been doing. I've been focusing on trying to tell apart the Nizai male from the Nizi male and the Nijai male, and what comedians. And actually, I think his name is like Kalua. I forget exactly how it's said. Something Bell. Kalua Bell. He has a like a vlog he does.
The first part was about the.
You know something too? Key and Peele.
I was thinking about him.
I know. Particularly the shorter one.
The shorter one, yeah. Oh man, I should have gone with that instant.
Like, you know, the bar is.
Yeah, his eyes did kind of look dancing to me in hindsight. I considered like
About a year ago,
Nijai, but
I was looking through.
I ended up going with Naiji.
Cagey.
I should have probably.
Right there, see him smiling, the eyes play while he's smiling. I grabbed Cage. I can see why guys like Naiji because there's definitely a strong bi-feel face quality.
Yeah, I did see that.
volume. And I saw.
But he's got a real, steady quality. Definitely a strong amount of Vi there. Vi and Xi. We noted that with the Nizai academics.
A lot of the physicists have a lot of Vi.
And Xi, both of the subjective powers seem pretty strongly developed.
But you can't see the bobbling now.
The bobbling.
Talk about it like that delighted.
That
like,
delighted
with the
Cheshire Cat.
eyes.
And then finally, when I
He doesn't really do. He
he
doesn't do satisfaction. He does
No.
delight and
a
concern.
fantastic physics teacher, someone by the name of Stephen Tony. And one day in class, he showed
Oh, and
me
then one day.
the closest thing to magic I had. He did this experiment where you take a board and you tilt it, and you let a ball roll down the board. And then you take a stopwatch and time it. And it turns out that the distance the ball travels down the board is proportional to the square of the time of the stopwatch. And he wrote this equation, and it describes what's going on. I was thunderstruck because I had always thought of mathematics as being an element of
You hear that knee in the voice too. The G, it has a lightness to a delight, a delightful butter.
It was a game of play for me. It was always inside of my head. But to see mathematics suddenly leap outside of my head and be in the world around.
Like he basically talked about abstracting. You see his knee pop up when he's talking about abstracting. He's like, that was exciting stuff, y'all.
And at that point, I knew it was physics that I wanted, not just science.
Cool. If you feel good in hand, we'll see maybe another video because it's kind of a new thing. Maybe another video would be good. Especially maybe his hands would be useful. If not, it's okay, but it'd be nice.
I wouldn't mind.
Oh yeah.
Especially sit still. Sometimes the Gumby still comes across even when not so animated. That works in Nijai as well.
Let me go to the.
You may either bobble a lot in place. When they do move their hands, it's pretty hard to hide the Gumby.
Hey, Jolene, can you paste the address of videos from now on? Because this app just isn't working for me.
Yeah, sure. I'm actually looking for a video right now. Going to Mitchell's post where
That one before,
Where I put those videos.
It looked like he was showing them from. You saw his full body in the chair, so that would show his hands.
yeah, and I think this one that Mitchell had found is really good. So it shows the whole body, I think. Let me see.
Yeah, you got it. It's a short.
Yeah. Here we go.
People often ask
Yeah.
my wife
So he's
what I
standing
do
up
because
here.
they find out she is married to a theoretical physicist.
Oh yeah. Oh, there we go.
Does he like Key and Peele?
Wow, this is like way more clear.
There's Gumby too. Perk
We
up,
scientists have
G,
these ideas of
Gumby.
classical mechanics, quantum
Yeah.
mechanics. There is a
You can really
wall.
see the Cheshire now very easily.
On the other side of that wall, you have to create new ideas. And so when we have to make up a new theory, and by the way, why do we make up new theories? Because a new fact has been presented to us. And it's not in accordance with anything that we know beforehand. So we have to have a new theory. So the question becomes, how do you do that? And the answer is, make it up. We simply make it up whole cloth from our imagination. Most of the times when we make up ideas, they're wrong. People think theoretical physicists are really bright and they can do all this amazing stuff. But most of what we do is just absolutely wrong. That's just the nature of innovation. However, when we get it right, it's amazing. People often ask us, Newton taught us, if we want to understand everything, think of the universe as somehow being composed of little elements that behave very
Do you guys
much
feel like you got
like
him?
balls. We have a
good here?
technical name for them. We call them geometric.
How about
I think so.
who was the third person, the Ziny? Who was that?
David Berlinski.
A lot of people may have gotten that one off. Did anyone get Ziny?
I don't think anyone got it.
Okay.
I didn't get it.
A lot
I
of people
could definitely see like the Sanai Z and also the Vi G because he had a stern kind of quality to him, seemed a bit directive.
Yeah. Between Ziny and Vizy, and then the Vizy ended up winning out. I think because in Grim.
Yeah.
In Grim.
Grim.
I've never really seen a Ziny that stern, so I see here.
Very articulate too.
Yeah.
Very, very,
A lot of self-assurance too.
yes.
And I think I
Very,
kind of
very
mistook
much
that
so.
to a hunter.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he's called the incorrigible Dr. Berlinski.
But his eye also had a bit sometimes a pessimistic kind of energy, which made things
Something
off.
came up naturally, and I just happened to come across a copy of the Wistar Symposium that was held in 1966 in Philadelphia.
A tower
A
tunnel.
collection of essays.
But I
about
do hear
Darwinian
strong amount of by
theory.
drone.
And
I
read
can definitely
many
see people
articles,
thinking by G,
critical
but I
arguments
believe the
about
Xi tower tunnel is stronger
Marcel
than the drone.
Schutzenberger's critical argument about Darwinian theory. And I started talking about it with
He's got the wrist
other
of the
postdoctoral fellows
Xi, that
who
kind of
work in the
unique
laboratory.
break they have in the wrist. You don't see
and
too
I
often.
discovered, somewhat to my own
And the mojos.
surprise, that the arguments, which seemed so very credible, very important, went
Right there, that was Xi
unanswered,
with
among
knee
the
perk up there, and that was
biologists that I
momentum.
knew.
He's
He
calm.
tended
He
to
feels good in this
dismiss
kind
the
of
arguments
on the right
in a way
position.
that suggested that they hadn't really understood them, and if they had understood them, were not prepared to respond to them. And that was the beginning of my skepticism about Darwinian theory. When I spent a
Also,
year
the
in
cheeks
Paris,
don't move much,
working
considering
with
how
Schutzenberger,
much he's articulating.
both of us enriched each other's opinions. Schutzenberger had been a long-standing critic within the French biological establishment of Darwinian theory. And what he had to say reinforced what I had to say, what I had to say.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen the cheeks
What
move
he
at
had
all
to say.
so far.
Later, I talked with Murray Eden. There were a group of us who were similarly skeptical. I must say, in the 70s, in the late 60s, and in the 70s.
So, Coach, you're saying the tonal quality of the voice, that
a degree of opposition.
that refers to the fact that it sounds like it's coming from within a tunnel?
Yes,
Like it sounds like it's far away?
Far away, also a heaviness in the
So when
tongue.
I started work,
The tongue sounds a bit heavy.
started thinking
Whenever there's a lot of
about
power
articulate-
action,
Schutzenberger and I wanted to
Go ahead,
work
sorry.
together on
Yeah, because articulation is polar.
it's polar. It's like that.
attitude of
That's how much
competition,
they're
particularly
weighing
with
things
physicists,
before they come out. So there's like a
people
lag
who
time
here, much
on
greater
it.
willingness to wonder whether.
Yeah, okay, I hear that totally. More so
Oh,
than
there,
the
Coach. See that? That was Spider right there when he did that.
Yeah, and he retreats his hand a lot. If you watch how he does like that.
That kind of break in the wrist where he treats the hand.
Yeah.
In orthodoxy of Christian fundamentalist stands refuted by me.
I didn't notice that because I really wasn't even considering saying it.
But
Yeah, I know Slick's impassioned emotion doesn't really ramp up in the way it tends to with jazz hunters. Like when he was describing, his viewpoint perspective, I believe on this one other interview, I feel like a jazz hunter, it wouldn't sound like exactly calming when he's kind of responding to feedback and questions from the interviewer. It feels like it would sound more kind of more emotional, more like
sort of like when he's being sort of very strong,
he's really like
self-assurance. He's mainly dissecting and dismantling, but he hasn't really put forward necessarily strongly what he thinks is the answer. But he's saying what leading proponents say it is, and how they actually don't have the hand they think they do.
Yeah.
Very, very strong, very calmingly confident
it's
in that
tough to say
regard.
because we're not dealing
Yeah,
with
he doesn't really ramp like his
Hand.
like ramp up too much in the emoting.
a certain point of view, a series of hunches. I would say that the
Not that Ziny can't do that if they're
Right.
if they're keening off, but
first of all, the fossil record, which is simply missing.
For one thing,
You can't make much
Baiji,
sense of the fossil
even if they
record.
got a lot of
It does
Xi going
not
on, they don't tend to be
sustain
as
any kind of
comfortable
Darwinian
in the
prediction
pauses
that
as
can
he
be
seems to be. In the
intelligently
he's articulating, but when he has to like
theory.
pause, it seems
And it
very
doesn't
kind of
seem to
relaxed for
sustain
him to
anything
do
else,
that.
as far as I know.
yeah.
It's a perfectly mystifying record.
Yeah, it just seems more relaxed in general.
And right now, you see there, he has a thing right there, that dip in the knuckle area here that is like you see so much, particularly with the Nez towers have that the most.
theoretically to examine the central dogma of natural selection and random variation.
Yeah.
Can we see another one? You can see a different feel in him.
If you look at the history of physics, for example, what did Newton do in the 17th century? He said, well, the planets are being attracted to the sun by a force. It's not any kind of force, it's a inverse square force. And then he went and showed that if... Welcome to Uncommon Knowledge. Robinson. Be sure to join us
on Facebook at facebook.com/design.
As a contrast here, I'll just read just a soft read, but I believe this interviewer is Vaiji, so it might be good to contrast the two. So I believe that is a Vaiji on the left and a Zaini with Vi and G on the
The
right.
particular form the boastfulness takes that you wish to refute is scientists saying,
Yeah.
we've discovered
We
that
know.
there is no God.
We know.
And we know there's no God because we are scientists.
Exactly.
And you don't are. Let me
Exactly.
quote from the Devil's Delusion again, David. In many
Their posture is very different. That guy is hunched forward, whereas Berlinski is like reclining backwards.
Yeah, he's very comfortable letting things come to him and then just weighing them and giving them whatever he thinks they deserve.
Everything is, to quote philosopher Alexander Byrne, an aspect of the universe revealed by the natural sciences. There is no reason at all, close quote. Now, you need to unpack that for us, but my layman's stab at it is, the sciences properly construed have access only to the material world, what we can perceive through our five senses, and there's no reason to suppose that that encompasses all of the world, all of reality. Is that the right way?
I think that's a good way. It's a partial way. Certainly, I would reject the idea that sciences have exclusive access to the material
She's very
world.
sure.
There are other ways of dealing with the material world. The Yankees don't train their pitchers in terms of material science. The development of the human body really is a part
Space
of
is
it.
kind of like a chimney, like you have the fire at like the bottom, and then it's like a tower.
It's funny.
There are other ways of accessing the material world, but the important thing
Right, they
is
say,
use
that thing right there, he goes to the
dominant
Zai and he perks the eyes up. That's like, I think, like his main
Natural.
momentum.
When you try to look at them more clearly, they turn out to be inordinately spongy. There's really nothing under
He has
the
very good
sun
articulation, but there
We all
is
know
a
that to be natural is
laconic
somehow to be good,
cadence
like a
to it that is
Swedish
signature of the
movie style.
towers.
It's all natural. You see any number of Swedes
It
prancing on
actually
the
is
beach, that's
calming. It
natural.
also gives
All
a
right.
particular kind
But what does the
of
word mean?
centered
What does the word
confidence
mean?
to
And
what he's
why
saying,
should
as if
we
it's been
pay
very
serious
well
attention
weighed,
to,
or he wouldn't be saying it.
Scientific propagandists who wish to insist that only this kind of inquiry makes sense
Yeah,
scientifically.
the voice is so characteristic. It's yeah. I mean, I think I think I saw him with the other guy, and the other guy's more obviously Vaiji, and that really threw me off.
Again, I'm trying to reduce this.
Because of the shades thing, but the voice, just listening to the voice, is like it's so clear. Like
Yeah, it's so measured.
Scientists
yeah,
don't suppose that statement.
And you can definitely see
provides any
similarities in their
particular
gesturing
authority.
because
That's
they
what
are that
you're saying.
shades,
It's a
but the
comparable
tension
thing.
level.
The
Right
AI
there, see the
scientists
way he holds that
feel
pen in his
contract
hand,
law.
so loose.
Oh, you're expert on contract law because you study particle physics? Give me a break.
Right.
Expert on the existence of
By the
God
way,
because you
blah blah
study
blah, give me a
particle
break.
physics.
That's like his knee brought into his Zai, weighed it, handed it back. That was like full class momentum for a Zai knee.
Whatever it is you're saying. And these guys are shameless. They're just shameless.
David, two quotations. Atheist author Sam Harris, quotation number one. Religious faith is on the wrong side of an escalating war of ideas. Science must destroy religion, close quote. Quotation number two, from the Compendium of the Catechism of the Catholic Church. Quote, there can never be a contradiction between faith and science because both originate in God. It is God himself who gives us both the light of reason and of faith, close quote. Which statement strikes you as the most pretentious?
Well, the first certainly engenders a single reaction. Yeah. I mean, that's Sam Harris.
Okay.
It's the sort of thing some of my college sophomores would say when they had read a little bit of H.L. Mencken. Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next subject. The position of the Catholic Church is much more balanced.
his mouth also is naturally downturned, but the muscles actually push upward.
Body of serious discussion.
Like just the edges. I mean, just the corners.
As so far as to say, I endorse it wholeheartedly.
But he definitely seems to know what his emoting is doing as he does it. Much closer. And such and such and such. Like, you know, those are G sellings as he brings the point across.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely the push is upward. It's just like the physical.
But it's very like delicate. It's not like by a hunter.
This
No.
is quite a quotation. It's only a few words, but it's
Okay, we're good on him. Do we want to see what else?
Yeah, that's a good case.
discussions about Darwin's theory of absolute.
How do people do on Strasbourg?
I don't.
I don't believe anyone.
I don't think anyone got him. Yeah.
He's
Take a quick look at Strassman.
I actually considered these eyes. That actually angers me, but that was probably what I was at originally. But then
Yeah, I
I switched
considered
to
that
I
too.
went to Jai. I thought it was like Z because he wasn't doing much emoting, but I mistook that for Z. That is just sign momentum, I guess.
I consider the other answer.
Yeah.
And it's actually interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, there it is. Perky eyes, sheer cheeks, Cheshire cat, Gisma.
Kind of the grandfather of
So classic again. As an academic, he's going to have that slower cadence, more Zai and Bai, so more calming and more on point, more poise. He'll have more of a stillness to him. But here you can see the large drinking in knee eyes. The cheeks are not moving, and the mouth is aware. Let's not engage much in this still frame. Most of your guesses were Naiji.
That's what I guessed. Yeah.
I guess Naiji.
And I said Nijai.
Okay, so there were some different things around there. Okay, so let me talk with Nijai first. Right here, this is a fairly momentum pose for him. He's talking and accessing his worldview some, but overall he's drinking in with his knee, and the cheeks are sheer here. So this frees him right here would kind of take away from thinking that he's Jai. Okay, the other thing I'll let play here a little bit more, I'll just point out, is particularly because of how much Zai he has, it can be a bit confusing because he may seem a little slower cadenced than a lot of Nizai riffs we're familiar with, and so that slow cadence might be reminiscent of the slowness of a Naiji who uses a lot of Zai. And there is some correlation there. There's actually a Nizai using a lot of Zai. But with that said, I don't believe you're going to see any directive pushing or boundary setting. And if you look closely, he articulates well, but there is a bit of a labor to it, a slowing down as he's thinking in order to do it. Interesting enough, he's not slowing down that much to stay steady or balanced with his Zai, but the articulating constantly is taking a bit more effort.
He had swallowed it, ever increasing doses and found out affecting in 1956 checkpoints. It was active that way. Yeah, and so he emigrated to the U.S. a few years later, and he was probably the most experienced person out there.
The other thing I see make the Naiji tough is he does have that pronounced Byfield face. Right there, the gesture, that was Gumby, not Wizard.
And I had asked him,
a little shorter, a little more curled in him, but less tension with the wiggle.
Because I was still trying to figure out what happened with that very and he thought for a second, he thought.
One thing again that's really helped me with this has been just riffing. That I've been getting in more Nizai male comedians, and he's riffing of some of them in his facial structure. Even a little bit, just a little bit. The guy who plays, I forget his name, but the main top butler in another period, Ian Thomas Black, Miss Peepers, Ian Thomas Black or something I think his name is. And there's a few others that he reminds me of just a little bit in different ways, and that's what helped out a lot. Yeah, I'd say too. Maybe try another video to see if you can get those hands in there. The hands I think can be helpful.
All right, let's see. What we got here?
And then we'll go ahead.
Just the papers. Okay. So this one.
Oh, as far as I contact.
Not this one. That's the same one. Oh, wow.
As I mentioned before, I
don't know if that will see the hands
All right.
here, but let me try.
I saw his hands in some video. I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah, this is the third one. Maybe.
No, it doesn't look like.
To tryptamine, theater versus Vietnam.
Yeah, not so. But
Those
things
are
that popped
real.
out for me is the
Well, these-
perkiness in his energy and eyes, sheerness of the cheek, and that his smiling goes higher than a Zaini, but not as high as an Niji. The biggest thing is more riffs. Nizai male comedians helped a lot. By the way, little teaser on there. Hey, Demas, the dudes from Reno 911, I believe, are Nizai.
All of them?
Well, the one guy that's Nizai, I believe, is still Nizai, but the other three that we thought were Nizai, I believe they're Nizai.
Okay.
Then it's actually inspirational.
Inspirational, yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Fellas. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get into a live read. This is the Act 3 portion, the advanced portion, and this sample will be coming from Mitchell. Lay it on us, sir.
Alright, I had one yet. It's an actor. Another actor. Jason Isaacs. I don't believe he's been read.
Isaac.
Check and make sure really quick. Okay, so Jason Isaacs.
Okay, I'm pulling up an image. Awesome.
I have the interviews if you want me to do it, but
Oh yeah, if you have them, go ahead, please.
he played Lucius Malfoy in Harry Potter, and then this other character in a show called Star Wars Rebels, the Inquisitor.
Sweet.
He was also the bad guy in The Patriot.
Oh, I think he's been read, hasn't he?
Maybe.
I know what he is already. But I don't-
Okay, but he's not in the last.
Okay, cool. All right, great.
You know, so maybe you read him, but haven't released him yet.
Cool. All right, everyone.
Sweet. Okay. Load the first one when you're ready, Mitchell.
And also paste it in the chat, please.
Yes, I'll do that. Alright, I already loaded it.
Thank you.
Let me know if this one is good, because there's a lot more.
Yes, you told me I was taking a tour, Mum. You did it? More of a social satire.
Well, how do you get a twist out of it?
Well, one of the things is he's based on these fantastic books by Kate Atkinson, who all
That's
the
it.
wild and the crime fictions. He's really more of a social satirist. They're great character pieces. And Jackson is this great fish out of water, a Yorkshireman in Edinburgh. He's got a very droll sense of humour, kind of gallows humour about what an idiot he is. He's a great hero. He'll not back down in the face of conflict, and he's a man that you want by your side.
Idiot.
Well, he's just,
I seem to see nine in his eyes.
He thinks he's a great dad. He's a terrible dad.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
He's just a big,
It sounds like he's
massive
describing you,
conflict.
John.
Yeah, and also,
Sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you guys. What was that, Charlene?
Oh, I was just saying that it seems like his eyes have an eye, because
Yeah.
seems cunning.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning that way too for my initial impression.
It's a blueprint for us to put things on television you're not used to seeing. So, as the actor and hopefully the audience, you don't quite know what's coming next because she's making it up in a
And what
different
you
brain.
know, Eamon said it's
Yes,
not- it's not
gravitas.
blooded.
Yeah, I mean, almost definitely directive, right?
I know that
See, that's the impression I'm getting
great
from
thing,
the
one of the
tensioning
journalists said I
in
thought
his
was
body.
he's a man without shining armor. And he is just
He does head
constantly
tilts
run
to the
over
right
and
hand
beaten up
side quite a
by
bit.
everybody, by children, and animals, and
When he does,
terrorized
I mean,
by dogs. So-
like these are riffs, and that I may be off, but like I'm kind of been getting like Bruce Willis and Michael Bolton.
Maybe a little Bruce Springsteen.
Oh yeah, okay, so that brings
But in
them
fact, what he did
because
is he
Bruce
made her
Springsteen is
say
Naiji.
that
The other ones I was saying were Naiji, so that
Yeah,
my alpha is in the mix.
yeah,
they destroyed any.
yeah, but more the eyes of Bruce Springsteen.
Anyway, for months in New Zealand.
Yeah, and also the
He didn't
bearing,
answer the phone,
maybe
didn't
like
answer
that,
texts and emails,
like
and he was
large
tested.
upper body.
And when after some
Yeah.
About
engaged
that
someone else
carriage.
with the truth that she was
Right.
he's come back and blamed them. Which I think
So is there any chance, or we're not allowed
there's
to tell
very
you that,
much a
probably?
chance. And in fact, on Sunday night there's
It definitely seems more like a Z, the shy Z mouth.
It seemed that way. It seems like
At
when
Victoria
he's
Wood,
yeah,
all those
like on
things
the
to do with
right
that.
hand side, he's reacting warmly. It appears. I mean, first impression.
It's about a young child. I think you may have been in contact
Yeah,
with.
like that. Even in this scene, like you went to the right hand side to like say something personal.
Who was she?
Victoria plays a store detective.
She does, an ex-policewoman.
Yeah.
Who, I don't think I'm giving too much away, since it was last week, she snatched as a kid to make up for some terrible thing in her past. One of the things you asked what's different about this show is that the full case history is because all of the cases it gets involved with are to do with people who are sitting on or defined by or imprisoned by something that happened in their past.
I see a lot of mouth region emoting, but I don't think I'm seeing much going above the midline.
It comes from things in the past that you can't resolve, and it makes it a much more human story.
Yeah, I'm having trouble seeing the volume going up as well.
Really, like, yeah, I was terrified. First
Or I
day.
haven't yet.
He just did this thing, that like
And
the mouth thing, like this.
expect that when they say
The downward.
Yeah, and it looked like, you know, when the shy
Or the
Z.
shy grimace.
Yeah, the shy grimace does it. Not when G users do that, it looks different.
Bad guys and everything from Hollywood.
Yeah, I think G user's grimace would die.
Right. Yeah, and the tensioning, like the curvature is
Oh
different.
yeah, the jump curvature, like the emphasis on the lower lip versus the upper lip.
This guy's played a lot of villains.
Downward pull versus upward pull.
Yeah.
It's like a villain actor.
just
Yeah,
invariably,
that's where I've
because the role
pretty
thing,
much
and
seen
hopefully
him,
people only go, "Don't do that,
in
don't
those
say
kinds
that."
of roles.
But I do believe that he'd say it, and I think Victoria came. I'm sure not because I was in it, but because she was a huge fan of the books as well, and the first series. So we've got some amazing actors to turn up in the second series.
Yeah, I see a lot of interesting eyes generally.
Yeah, I'm getting that too.
But there, see that is on the right hand side, and it seems to be warm.
Yeah, if you pull back, it looks kind of cunning as well when you pull back.
Yeah, I mean the eyes are definitely always on. It's like the eyes don't switch off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just go from that like slinky to like some perks.
It's a bit of a giveaway.
Yeah, that looks localized to me.
It's different to LA where you
Looks kind of like triangular when he emotes, or when he's smiling there.
I go and do that, but Black Knight came between every episode. But I said no initially, when they wanted to do more. Not because I didn't love them, but because at the time I was in Los Angeles and my kids were still there. And my missus, who really did not want to be abandoned to be alone with the kids, said if it's Jackson Brody, you have to.
Oh, he looks. Oh. Do you guys see here like Timothy Dalton in this freeze frame at all?
I don't know who that is.
Timothy Dalton, check it out. He's an actor. He's an IZ as well. Timothy
Oh,
Dalton.
I can use my browser. Yeah.
Look. I think it's the.
Got another interview? Oops.
This is the name.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I do. Yeah, I agree with Timothy Dalton. A riff that I got was Patrick Warburton.
Mm. Yeah.
You play the comedy or it's sitcom, isn't it?
Warburton? I'm not
Is
sure.
rules of engagement?
Patrick Warburton, yeah.
Patrick Warburton. Oh yeah, he does play in
Who also riffs on Timothy Dalton. So.
The eyes is like this like slinky wolfness with like the shy.
wanted to see what happens next.
I think she prefers him to me, to be absolutely honest.
Don't you think she was a bit in love with
She
him or
lives
something?
with Jackson Brody. And
She was a Heath Jackson to me.
well, I don't have those scabs. You can see, I mean, I'm constantly being found in rubbish bins. The big difference between British and American television, I did a series a couple of years ago in which I win every fight, well, Jackson loses every fight. And that's, I think that's a big difference. That's why we make, dare I say it, slightly more interesting than it.
What are we going to see? What are we going to see this Sunday?
This Sunday there is, well, they're beautifully plotted, I don't want to give it all away. There's stuff between Louise and I, where she's got married, I go around and try and disrupt one of the wedding reception parties. And
Does anyone think anything except for Nizi at this point?
like how much I miss her. And I wasn't quite factoring it. She's an adolescent, she storms out, and mum going to the
I
Considering the possibility of the two sub-ROMs as well.
The 2-star wrong?
But I'm leaning more towards Nizy.
Horse is not excellent. Oh, shenanigans ensued. There's
And
missing
like, hey,
children and
history
snatches
again.
and buried bodies.
Yeah, I'm gonna show another video. I'm gonna pull one up just from him on Jonathan Ross. This one I think might be a good one because Jonathan Ross, he's a nice, might be a good point of comparison.
Shop figures released this week.
Hey Glenn,
Thousands of pounds.
we're doing a live read.
Hey, how's it going?
What's it? We post the link. His name is Jason Isaacs.
Right.
He's the Inquisitor on Rebels.
Yeah. We've been leaning. We've been leaning as the Nizy. We've seen one interview. We're going into the second one.
Jason Isaacs. Oh, I've seen this dude before.
Yeah, he's done a lot of villains and all sorts of stuff.
All sorts of stuff has gone.
He always plays
Yeah,
like a classic villain.
Yeah. He was a dude in Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lucius Malfoy.
Oh, no, King Sonic!
It looks. This looks like it actually may be a little too fuzzy. What do you guys think?
And how do you deal with the fans? Because the fans are pretty wavy up there.
Is it readable or should we just?
It's useful enough that you can't get something out of it. It's not like ideal or anything. If there's better footage, we should go to that. But if there's anything else, I think this is good to look at.
Yeah, let me put something else because we have.
I believe I saw more than that.
I mean, we can kind of see some gesturing here, so that's one advantage. But
Yeah, let me pull something else.
Jason, you've never looked more.
I've got an interview here.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think.
I see.
I got the wrong one.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Later
All right.
On.
I'm surprised he isn't already in the thing.
Wait, hang on, what?
Moviegoers were under a spell this
Is this the
weekend
one?
as Harry
Oh,
Potter
that's the right one.
had the third
Wait, so
best,
someone must have accidentally put them. Okay.
taking in nearly $88 million. 8 months drop though.
I think Nizy works quite well with them.
Oh, that's so cool. Forgive me. Our skull has legend. Yes, of course, it's the wizard able to. What is Malfoy's voice? Malfoy's voice is based on a combination of a very, very patronizing and bullying teacher.
The tone is reminiscent to me of like
an extremely irritating right
Timothy Dalton and Sean Connery of his voice.
Blackboard to everybody hears it. Voldemort killed my
But-
parents.
But
You don't
it's-
get the voice right. It was nothing more than a murderer. You've got no hope of getting the character right.
God, no.
You must be very brave.
I think I agree, but the accent always makes it, more difficult.
Yeah, I guess I was referring to that gravelly roar
He's a
that
misunderstood
that
hero.
it
Everyone has his
seems
own
like
agenda. It just so happens he's a gender, isn't it?
that has this warmth
That's
that tends to go with dry.
It's polluting pure
Um,
wizarding blood.
Yeah, I think so.
No one asked your opinion. You took his muggler.
Isaac says there was nothing on the page or in the script about how Lucius Malfoy should treat his nasty son Draco. So he played him cruel.
Training for the ballet, fucker!
It just felt right that I should grab him by the ear, really, and twist it, and it felt like I should wrap him over the knuckles. Okay, I didn't tell Tom I was going to do it. And he looked at me.
When he smiles like that, he reminds me a little more of Kevin Spacey, actually.
I can see that.
Playing him, I understood, for
That's
instance,
wild.
when I was bullying my own son and treating Draco so badly, that I probably come from a very, very long line of cold, brutal fathers.
Like, it's a little bit of a nervous kind of smile.
You'll understand why
Yeah.
Draco bullies at school, and the unthinkable has happened. You will now start to have compassion for Draco.
You wish. Isaac was totally consumed by his character, right down to the costume.
Actually, when I went in, they wanted me to have short, grey hair. And,
And so all of these people were naming her Nizy, of course, so it all syncs up. so far.
Seems very intense with his eyes.
Yeah, we were noticing that he had a lot of energy in his eyes.
Well, I used to be children's entertainment as a drama school.
It's almost as though he's aware of what he's doing. But I don't know. I'm really going back and forth between both Ni Alpha.
Well, this one doesn't show as much like how much he goes to the right and warmly resonates when he talks.
There seems to be no.
I've got another one if you want to see it.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Another short one.
Sweet.
Although I think it's a little bit of the camera angle because he was leaning to the right the whole time, mostly.
But he
because the camera.
wasn't so much reacting with another person.
Okay, this one is good.
Like he was more like just pitching on this one.
Peter is a man who carries terrible scars. He's been an FBI agent for a long time, and something awful happened to him. A tragedy happened with his family, and he's come to Jerusalem to get away. You don't have to worry about me.
I do worry about me.
Yeah, the loading doesn't seem to go up very high on his face.
Vanish. We're not only old friends, but we also are lovers. We're just convenient.
Well, have we considered at all G9? Like, you know how there's that gray area between?
Yeah, I can kind of see that angle. I especially noted in the last interview, like, it almost looks like that could have been a full face quality, possibly. But
Michael Fassbender, for example.
Yeah, Michael Fassbender's. I want to look at some pictures of him to see.
Let's see.
Why? By whom?
Security camera caught up with this man a few hours before.
He does look very hangdog to me, though. Like I see a lot of slackness in the lower jaw.
Yeah, I seem to see that as well.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I suspect I've been jumping over cliffs, diving down caves and through tunnels, and I smash myself to pieces with my feet and shoulder.
It seems like Daniel Craig too,
I
a little
see
bit.
a bigger and bigger conspiracy.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, from the side.
They both have a similar looking mouth.
Yeah.
Trust me.
In profile, that profile shot you got really made that clear.
They will, firstly, most importantly, want to know what's going to happen next. I think they'll want to dig deeper.
Yeah, I'm leaning even more towards Nizy after looking at images.
I don't really see him like going and doing like emoting into the eyes. I don't think.
Yeah, it looks like cooling. Like, I mean, it looks like the moing isn't going past the mic. I can see.
Let's see.
It seems like
looks like it's just cooling in the cheeks.
Go ahead, Glenn.
The mouth looks unaware to me. I don't know. It really does.
It does seem that way.
It's small. It's a small mouth, but it does look unaware to me. Yeah, Dorina?
Yeah. Impression.
Yeah, I was wondering, like we see some amount of Nizy that sort of like try to pass as G9 because it's more favorable, but I'm wondering if we see a lot of G9 that try to sort of, they sort of play Nizy.
Kind of, yeah. They're like the more stately kind of G9. There's a handful of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Certainly.
The ones that are really like a Michael Fassbender or some other.
I'm trying to remember his name.
I don't know, like this picture looks very like unaware. It seems like it's very steely in the cheeks, not really any emotion going up there. Just like the way he's kind of looking at you, like it doesn't look aware to me.
Yeah, like this picture here. Let me show you guys. I don't know, like I just put it up on chat, but it looks like, when Jai is uncomfortable, that like smile that.
Yeah.
I don't think that I've really seen Pretty Aware like doing this kind of expression.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
also looks like he's slightly to the right there too, just a little bit.
Yeah.
You,
Like he's kind of like, I don't know.
You can almost hear it in his. You can almost hear him saying.
Like he's kind of like about to shrug or something. Like.
Yeah. Like,
It's like, is this the way you want me to look in the picture?
Are you ready to put forward our guesses? What do you think?
Sure.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll start off with you, Bruno. Where are you at?
Nizy.
Okay. Glenn.
Yeah, I think Nai Z, and then maybe Gina and Naiji, but I think Nai Z mainly.
All right. How about you, Ben?
I'm gonna guess Nicey.
Okay. How about you?
Nizy.
I'm gonna go Nizy on him. Very small chance he's. Oh, in my mind, he's Junai.
I'll go with Nizy as well.
He is Nizy. Good job, team.
Yay!
Yeah, I was definitely seeing all those jokes you guys are talking about. Another one that I saw a bit is Toby something from Black Saint.
Oh, the Captain.
Yeah.
Captain Flint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nizy, really, they like using them as villains.
Very effective.
He's like but in this case, he's like a strong. He's a hero, but very, kind of intense and.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I just mean he's been used as all sorts of villains, and it seems like a lot of villains in general are played
It's
by
true though. It's like whenever they make a movie about serial killers, aren't they usually Nizy actors too?
Usually.
Yeah.
like Darth Vader and
Dexter comes to mind.
Mhm.
A lot of times, not just villains though. It's kind of seems like they want to give kind of just like that sort of formidability because all
like a hard character. It's just,
like police captains and detectives and generally those kinds of things also get heavily cast as Nizy.
I mean, police captains probably are usually Z-Mojis, but a lot of those other things are usually going to be Nizy.
If the character's supposed to be hard-boiled, means like a good character or neutral character, it's like Z, put the Z in there gives that hard-boiled quality. Very cool. All right, great job, team. So we'll go ahead and call it for tonight, unless anyone has anything before we head out.
Oh, I didn't get the quiz results.
Okay, let's see.
This was painful for a lot of us.
Reiterating that I apologize that the academics area, among a few others, were one things I was working on in this latest purification. The patch will be out midweek, but you probably could use the patch on this quiz. So.
Oh, so it was a hard one. I felt that way too. It was very difficult for me as well.
So, Jim Gates is Nizai.
Okay.
James,
it begins.
Yeah. James Arnold Taylor is Jaini. David Berlinski is Zaini. Astro Teller is Naiji. Rick Strassman is Nizai. And in the optionals, did you take all of them?
Yeah.
Okay, so Taylor Gray is Naiji. Tom Kane is Jaini. Raymond Smolian is Zaini. Vanessa Marshall is Jaini. And Gregory Chayton is Nizai.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. That's how we all.
It wrecked me. So.
It totally crushed me.
So Len's upgrade will be coming in via the internet in a few days.
Avalanche of truth.
So.
What's that?
Down from the mountain.
All right.
All from Mitchell.
Down from the mountain, yeah.
No, I had my tough quiz. I had my easy ones, and then I had my...
No worries. Mitchell, would you mind going ahead and posting the results for this in the forum?
Sure, I can do that.
Perfect, great. And then Ben, could you go ahead and post the next week's samples as well in that thread?
Sure, I'll just go ahead and do that tonight.
Perfect. Okay, excellent. All right, everyone. Have
wait. All right. Before we sign off, who sent out the invites today?
I did.
You did? Okay. I'm not sure if you got my email because I didn't get it, and Glenn, I had to ask Glenn for it.
Okay. Sure.
So,
I'll sure that I get the right email address for next time.
Yeah, I think you put it in the email, so you'll probably see that now.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
Sorry.
Cool.
All right. Thanks.
Noting that.
Totally. Okay, everyone. Have a wonderful week.
Okay.
All right then.
Good
Good night, guys.
Everybody, great work on the live read.
Purification's coming soon.